Happy National Rest Day for Black women. We are so happy to bring you this resting summit that is meant to inspire your rest, your wellness, your healing. I'm Dr. Kimber Shelton. I'm a licensed counseling psychologist in Texas. I'm the co-editor of a handbook on counseling African American women, and I'm also the co-founder of the Counseling Black Women Collective. The collective is meant to amplify Black women's mental wellness and to amplify Black therapists, as well as provide culturally competent training so that all mental health professionals are competent in working with Black women. We are so thrilled to partner with Cecilia's House today. Cecilia's House is focused on empowering Black women. At Cecilia's House, every day is a beautiful day to be a Black woman, and today particularly is a beautiful day to be a Black woman. It's a day to be a beautiful, rested Black woman. Thank you, Cecilia's House, for partnering with us on this wonderful resting summit. Today, March 10th, is the anniversary of Harriet Tubman's death. On today's day, we honor the Black women who came before us, our ancestors, who were not able to rest, and we rest for them. We have curated a number of wonderful workshops and sessions for you meant to inspire your healing, meant to inspire your physical connection, meant to realign your soul with rest. So excited and so grateful for all the individuals who have brought you these workshops and the resting that can come from them. So, without further ado, I invite you to take a deep breath in, out, recognizing our divine right to rest, and that today it's a beautiful day to be a rested Black woman. Enjoy the seminar. Hi, I'm Dr. Kimber Shelton. I'm a licensed counseling psychologist practicing in Texas. Like many of the Black women I work with, I too am working to liberate myself from the strong Black woman schema. A schema that is supportive in ways in terms of helping us to be successful, but also is dangerous to us because it denies our humanity and our full range of emotions and our ability to be vulnerable. Healing ourselves from the strong Black woman schema means that we have to heal our ancestral wounds. Ancestral wounds are those unhealed traumas that get passed down. It's the victimization, it's the tension we carry in our body, it's the thoughts that we say to ourselves that hold us back, or that say that we always have to be strong, we always have to endure. It's the stories that we tell ourselves that are based on the psychological abuse and the physical traumas that our ancestors endured. They endured those things and they get passed down from generation to generation. We can be led to believe that our healing comes in success and perseverance, while the truer course, the truer journey to our healing lies in our ability to rest. We rest because our great-grandmothers could not rest. Their worth was in their productivity. If they didn't produce, they were of no worth to their enslavers. Their value was in their productivity. Their safety was in their productivity. Although there was no guarantee, the more valuable our enslaved ancestors were, the more protections that were afforded to them because their enslavers wanted and needed their productivity to build their wealth. Their lives depended on their productivity. To produce meant to survive. We recognize and we are humbled for what our ancestors had to endure for us to be here today. To honor them, we do what they couldn't. Our ancestors' greatest wish was not for us to be productive or successful. Our ancestors' greatest wish was for us to rest. Rest is sleeping. Rest is taking a break. Rest is daydreaming. Rest is not doing something for someone else and reclaiming our time for ourselves. Rest is taking the day off. Our great-grandmothers couldn't rest. Our mothers didn't rest. They didn't rest because to walk into buildings, down hallways, sit in classrooms that were built on Black bodies but didn't welcome Black bodies, our mothers had to be excellent at all times. To not be judged and written off as unintelligent or inarticulate, to not be sexualized or eroticized, to not be seen as angry or aggressive, Black women had to be excellent at all they did. To make others comfortable in their presence, our mothers became excellent in policing their tones and modifying their appearance. To earn what is given to white mediocrity, Black women had to be excellent. They knew that they would face severe ramifications for mistakes that anyone else would be allowed to make. They couldn't rely on grace or compassion. They couldn't rely on merit. They had to be excellent. So that we could have a better life, our mothers had to be excellent. So that we didn't have to simply survive and could live, they had to be excellent. To position us in a place to regain our power, our mothers had to be excellent. We see the sacrifices our mothers made, sacrificing their wellness, their health, their time, their joy. We see how hard it is to balance work, family, home, and community. We see the exhaustion of excellence, perfectionism, the exhaustion of invisibility. Our mothers don't want us to replicate that life. The debt has already been paid over and over and over again. Black women have paid a debt that was never ours to begin with. We liberate ourselves and we heal our wounds from excellence and perfectionism through rest. In our rest, we practice self-compassion. We affirm ourselves with kindness, respect our humanity, including respecting all of our emotions and our imperfections, and engaging in mindfulness. We get to be present and reflective. We engage in activities that slow our nervous systems, release tension from our bodies, and calm our souls. This might be deep breathing, getting a massage, prayer. We are forever grateful for the lives lived and the lives lost, for the sacrifices that were made, for the pains that were endured. We are aware that the strong Black woman schema has been a place of strength and support for us, and we also recognize it has a toll that we no longer want to pay. For our ancestors, we resist that our worth comes in our productivity and our strength. For our mothers, we resist that our worth comes in the form of our resiliency and our excellence. Through our rest, we heal ancestral wounds. When we heal, our mothers and our grandmothers heal. When we heal, our daughters don't have to have those same wounds and they don't have to heal those same ways. Our ancestors survived and lived so that we and our daughters can thrive. We rest so our daughters know that it's okay for them to be kind and gentle to themselves. We rest so that our daughters can embrace their curiosity and their imagination. They are free to wonder and to dream. We rest so our daughters know what it feels like to have internal peace and calmness, especially when the world around them threatens their peace and tries to rob them of their calm. We rest as an act of resistance. We rest as a means of liberation. We rest to show our daughters how much they are loved. We rest because we are worthy. They are worthy. Healing and restorative rest looks like offering other Black women permission to rest, encouraging one another to rest. We collectively rest in yoga, sound baths, meditations, mindfulness. A part of healing our ancestral wounds comes in our rest. We rest because they couldn't, because they didn't, because we can. We rest because we are deserving of being unapologetically well. Thank you for spending this time with me, focusing on ways that we can use rest to heal our ancestral wounds. Again, I'm Dr. Kimber Shelton for mental health professionals. If you are wanting to learn more ways to liberate Black women's mental wellness, please see A Handbook on Counseling African American Women. And if you are a Black woman and want to continue to explore your resting journey, follow us at Counseling Black Women. Thank you so much. And before we close, let's take another deep breath in. And exhaling. And letting it live in us that it's a beautiful day to be a rested Black woman. Enjoy the rest of the summit.
Hello, I'm Dr. Zoeann Finzi-Adams, and it's a beautiful day to be a rested Black woman. Today we'll be diving into the topic that is crucial for personal well-being, emotional health, and accessing rest as a Black woman. That's setting boundaries. For many Black women, setting boundaries can feel like a challenge, but it's absolutely essential for maintaining balance and self-care. In this video, we'll explore why boundaries matter, how to establish them in ways that honor yourself and your needs. So let's start by talking about why boundaries are so important. Boundaries are limits we set for ourselves in relationships, work, and everyday interactions. They provide our time, energy, and emotions a level of protection. Without boundaries, we risk burnout, resentment, and emotional exhaustion. As Black women, societal pressures and expectations can sometimes make it feel like we always have to give, whether it's at work, in friendships, or in our families. But setting boundaries is a way of reclaiming your power. Boundaries allow you to take care of yourself without guilt, and they're an essential part of nurturing your mental, emotional, and physical well-being. Let's talk a bit about some of the challenges Black women might face when it comes to setting boundaries. We live in a world where stereotypes and biases often place unrealistic demands on us. Whether it's a strong Black woman stereotype, expectations to be the caretaker, or to pressure to constantly prove our worth, these factors can make it feel difficult to say no without feeling guilty or misunderstood. The fear of being labeled as difficult or selfish can be a significant barrier to setting boundaries, but it is crucial to remember that self-care is not selfish, it's survival. Now let's go into how to set boundaries and talking about some practical steps to do so. Number 1, know your limits. This is a personal and kind of really individual process because it looks different for everyone. But you do need to ask yourself, what drains me? What makes me feel uncomfortable and overwhelmed? What do I need to feel more balanced and at peace? Reflect on these questions to get clear on where your boundaries lie. Step 2, once you've identified your limits, the next step is communicating them clearly and confidently. It's not about being aggressive, it's about being honest. You can say things like, I can't take on any more work right now, I need some time to myself this weekend. Keep it simple. Don't over-explain yourself. Step 3, self-care is a powerful tool in setting boundaries. When you take care of yourself, it helps you to reinforce your limits with others. Whether it's taking time for yourself, setting time aside for exercise, or spending time with loved ones, finding activities that nourish your spirit and help you recharge. Step 4, be ready for pushback. Sometimes people may not respect your boundaries right away, and that's okay. Be prepared for some pushback, especially if you're not used to setting them. Stand firm in your decisions. If someone challenges your boundaries, remind yourself that it's not your responsibility to manage their discomfort. You have the right to protect your peace. Step 4, overcoming guilt and fear. One of the biggest hurdles when it comes to boundary setting is guilt that can arise. You might feel bad for saying no or taking time for yourself, but remember, you are worthy of love, respect, and care. Boundaries help ensure that your relationships are healthy and balanced. Overcoming guilt takes practice. Remind yourself that taking care of yourself doesn't mean you're abandoning others. It simply means you're giving yourself the space to show up as yourself. One of the most beautiful things we can do to support each other is setting boundaries. When we lift each other up, we create a community that values self-care and mutual respect. Encourage your friends, family, and colleagues to do the same. Remember, you're not alone in this. There's strength in numbers, and together we can create spaces where boundaries are not only respected but celebrated. Setting boundaries is a journey, and it's one that's worth taking. You deserve to have control over your time, energy, and peace of mind. I hope today's video has given you a little bit more insight into how to set boundaries that feel good for you. Take care of yourself and take care of others. Bye.
Welcome, beautiful mother. It is a beautiful day to be a rested Black woman. My name is Dr. Mahlet Endale, and I prepared this meditation just for you. I call it The Power of Pause, a meditation for Black mothers. This is your time, a moment to rest, release, and reconnect with yourself. As a Black mother, you carry so much: love, resilience, strength, but also the weight of systemic challenges, chronic stress, the deep responsibility of protecting your children in an unjust world, and the weight of protecting your family in a world that doesn't always see your worth. Today, we honor you. We honor your rest as a revolutionary act of self-preservation and healing. Find a comfortable position, whether sitting or laying down, and gently close your eyes if that feels safe. Let's begin this journey together. Take a deep breath in through your nose, hold it, and exhale slowly through your mouth. Let's do that again. Inhale deeply, hold, and exhale slowly. With each breath in, imagine yourself drawing in peace and strength. With each exhale, let go of the stress you've been holding. Release the fear for your children's safety, the pressure to be everything to everyone, and the weight of societal expectations. Feel your body begin to soften as you breathe. Let your shoulders drop. Relax your jaw. Soften the space between your eyebrows. You don't have to hold it all right now. This moment is yours. Now, let's move through a gentle body scan to release tension and invite rest into every part of you. Start at the top of your head. Imagine a warm golden light resting there, a light filled with love and healing. Let it flow down to your forehead, softening any tension. Feel this light move to your eyes, cheeks, jaw, releasing tightness as it goes. Let it flow down to your neck and shoulders, areas where you may carry the burdens of caregiving and worry. Feel them soften as you allow yourself to let go. Bring this light into your chest, your heart center. This is where so much love resides, but also where fears for your children linger. The fear of how racism may impact their lives or how society views them. Imagine this light expanding here, filling you with compassion for yourself and trust in the care you provide. Let the light travel down through your arms, hands, fingertips, then through your torso, hips, thighs, knees, calves, all the way to your feet and toes. Your entire body is now bathed in this warm light of rest and renewal. Take a moment to simply be here, fully present in this space of rest. Now I'll guide you through affirmations designed just for you. Repeat these affirmations silently or aloud if they resonate with you. I am doing enough. I am enough. My rest is necessary for my well-being and my family's well-being. I release guilt and embrace self-compassion. I trust myself as a mother. My love is powerful and enduring. Resting is not weakness, it is strength. I am more than what society expects me to be. I am whole. Now, let's create a sanctuary, a place where you feel completely safe and at ease as both a woman and a mother. Imagine yourself in a space that brings you comfort. It could be a sunlit garden, a cozy room filled with soft blankets, or even an open field where you feel free. Picture yourself here and now. Notice the details, the colors around you, the scent in the air, the sounds that soothe you. In this sanctuary, there are no expectations placed on you, no one asking anything of you right now. You are free to simply exist as yourself, a mother whose love is infinite, but who also deserves care and rest. Take a moment to imagine placing any worries or fears about your children into this space. Not to forget them, but to set them down for now so they don't weigh on you constantly. As we sit in this sanctuary of peace, let's acknowledge the unique challenges you face as a Black mother. The chronic stress from racism that affects both you and your family. The pressure to always be strong. The fears for how society sees your children and the inequities in healthcare or support systems. These are real burdens, but they do not define you or diminish your worth. You are more than these challenges. Within you lies an unshakable strength passed down through generations. As we prepare to return from this meditation, take one more deep breath in, breathing in calmness, and exhale fully, letting go of any lingering tension. When you're ready, begin to bring awareness back to the present moment. Wiggle your fingers and toes gently, feeling grounded in your body once again. As you open your eyes or return to full awareness, carry this sense of rest with you throughout your day or night. Remember, you are not just strong, you are deserving of softness too. Thank you for sharing this time with me today. May peace follow you wherever you go.
It is a beautiful day to be a rested Black woman. I'm Dr. Dom, owner of Broussard Psychological Services, here with 10 affirmations for rest. Resting is my birthright. I honor my need for rest without guilt. My glow is enhanced when I've had a chance to take care of myself. Napping allows me to imagine, invent, and heal. I release the worries of the day and welcome peace. I honor my body by giving it the rest it needs. I release what I cannot control and find peace. I allow myself to rest fully. Rest is part of the process. I am worthy of rest. I'm going to repeat these again. Feel free to pause the video and write these down. Resting is my birthright. I honor my need for rest without guilt. My glow is enhanced when I've had a chance to take care of myself. Napping allows me to imagine, invent, and heal. I release the worries of the day and welcome peace. I honor my body by giving it the rest it needs. I release what I cannot control and find peace. I allow myself to rest fully. Rest is part of the process. I am worthy of rest. Lady, I hope that you take the time to give yourself the rest you need.
Well, isn't it a beautiful day to be a Black woman? And what better way to bring in Women's History Month than taking moments to engage in intentional rest? My name is Rebecca Werts, and I am a licensed professional counselor, associate and national certified counselor, and a PhD candidate pursuing my PhD in counselor education. Now, I am obviously passionate about mental health and wellness, and I'm even more passionate about Black women's wellness and providing us with the tools, the resources, the knowledge, the encouragement, the empowerment to make sure that we are caring for ourselves. And what better way to do that but by intentional rest? Now, just a little side fun fact about me. Anyone who knows me knows that I am a journal girly, okay? I love journals. I have about 3 of them on my desk right now. There's one that I did want to share, and it says, Black women are essential. And I just pulled this one particularly for this video because I was reflecting over not just, again, rest or wellness in general, but more specifically to Black women. We navigate so much. We encounter a lot, and sometimes it can be overwhelming. And there are other times where we have our joy and our happiness, and we hold space for both of those, right? Or for all of it, right? And so while we are navigating through maybe the tension of comfort and challenge, or joy and chaos, or whatever the case may be that we're holding that tension for, my hope is that you find ways to engage in intentional rest. One of the ways to do that is by journaling. And so what I'm going to share with you today is just some intentional ways to rest through journaling, with my topic, restful writing. Restful writing. Writing and journaling our way back to rest. This video, I am hoping to provide a twofold, experience for you. On one end, sharing about the benefits of journaling, and on the other end, providing you with some homework. Because I'm a therapist and I'm an educator, we got to give you homework, right? But it's something I hope and believe you will enjoy and that you will appreciate. Now let's talk about journaling a little bit, okay? Whether this is your first time ever hearing about journaling, or you are a fellow journal girly such as myself, there are so many ways to approach journaling. Journaling can be structured, it can be semi-structured, it can be unstructured, it can be whatever it is you want it to be. But it should hopefully be meaningful, productive, and transformative for you. And so I have 5 R's that I want to share with you today. And trust me, I think you're going to like these, okay? I at least like them. I hope you do too. So the first R is release. One of the joys and purposes and benefits of journaling is releasing. Releasing tension, frustration, stress, whatever you need to relieve yourself from, it is a way to release. I mean, think about it. You have pages upon pages upon pages upon pages, right? Where you can write your story. You can write your experiences. You can rewrite your story, right? You can use this space however you need to. As I work with clients, especially those who are navigating experiences with perfectionism, and I am also working through that, right? Journaling can maybe feel intimidating. It can maybe feel daunting. What if I don't get it right? What if I mess up? What if I make an error? And the joy of journaling is having an open, liberating sanctuary for your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions. This is a sacred space. So when you are journaling, you are releasing. You are releasing all that's in your mind, as jumbled up as it might be, and you are cathartically releasing it onto paper. It can be such a relief. And as you think about releasing, this brings us to our second R. It allows you to reflect. Reflect on yourself, reflect on your growth, reflect on your experiences, reflect on change, whatever it is you need to reflect on. It gives you a moment to intentionally sit and reflect. And as you reflect, maybe there's a situation or an encounter that was not favorable, or that you did not like, or that you found challenging. How can we reframe it? That's that third R. How can we reframe what we are navigating? Sometimes it's easy to sulk, right, in the disappointments that we might be navigating, or it might be easy for us to see only the bad, right, in challenging situations. Now, reframing does not erase what happened, neither does it minimize or invalidate your experiences. What it does, it allows you to shift your perspective. So an example I'll give is my journey, right, to finishing school, okay? My journey has changed. My graduation timeline has changed, and it's easy for me to sit in that, right, and be frustrated in the fact that maybe things didn't go as I thought or as I planned. But I can reframe it and say, I also have had some great experiences. I've gotten to travel. I've gotten to present. I've had the opportunity to learn more about myself and grow. That's a reframe. The situation doesn't change, but how I approach it has shifted. See what I'm doing? There we go. So we reframe. Now, when we release, we reflect, and we reframe, it allows us to refresh. We have a fresh perspective. We have a renewed sense of hope, or a renewed sense of joy, or a renewed sense, I'm giving y'all a little extra R here, but a renewed sense, right, to be refreshed, right? And as we are refreshed, we are able to just sense and gain some clarity with that perspective, some peace with that perspective, and be able to have a moment to refresh. I won't share too much about one of my colleagues and what they'll share about rest, but something I do like to do when I journal is go into nature and just be mindful. Journal about my feelings, journal about my setting, journal about what's coming up for me as a woman of faith. I might journal about a passage or a prayer, just something that means something to me. Again, it's my sacred space. And as we release and we reflect and we reframe and we refresh, here's your final R. Now you should know this one now because it's the theme of our work today or this week or this month, and that is rest. How can I engage in rest, right? What does rest look like, right? Rest might look like different things for different people. But when we release, we reflect, we reframe, we refresh, those are the catalysts to rest. I may not be able to change yesterday, and I don't know tomorrow, but I can take a moment to rest. And so as you think about these R's, and I gave you a bonus with the renew, but our key 5 R's are release, reflect, reframe, refresh, and rest. And as you think about these R's, I would like to invite you into an opportunity to shift these R's into prompts. Simple journal prompts. I told you I have homework for you. I hope you're ready. Okay. Release. Now, I will say this too. The journal prompts are 5 of them. So you have a journal prompt for 5 days of the week that you can use. It's already there for you. I got you. So release a journal prompt. What or who do I need to release with grace, compassion, and care on today? Reflect, right? What do I need to reflect on from today? Maybe it was an event or an experience or an encounter. Maybe it's something I learned, something I experienced, something I engaged in. Reframe. What situation or experience bothered me, and how can I reframe it? Okay, that's your first, second, and third day. Day 4, refresh. What was a refreshing experience or encounter I had today? And 5, rest. How can I engage in rest today? Just like that, we have the 5 benefits of rest, and we are journaling, well, that too, right? The 5 benefits of journaling and 5 prompts that you can use to take you on the journey to rest. Let's say that journaling is a journey to rest. That's how I'd like to end our time today. I'd like to take a moment to first express my gratitude for inviting me into your space today to think about ways that you can engage in rest. And I also would like to give a special sense of gratitude to Dr. Kimber Shelton for creating and curating this experience, and her fellow colleagues and partners in this experience. It's an honor to be a part. Thank you. Now, I hope that as you continue on your journey, right, your journey to journaling and rest, that you share this process. If you're seeing a counselor or you're working with a mental health professional or therapist, invite them into that. You don't have to share the ins and outs of your journal, but it can be a nice added tool to your therapeutic process. I share journaling experiences with clients all the time, or journaling opportunities with clients all the time. And it can be such a powerful, transformative experience. So I hope that you engage in it. I hope that this is helpful and empowering for you. Again, it's my honor to share with you. And I hope that you remember that today and every day, especially during Women's History Month, it is a beautiful day to be a Black woman. Peace and grace to you, beautiful, and I hope that you enjoy the rest of this series, the rest of this month, and the rest of your day. All right?
Hey everyone, my name is Asha Clark-Carter, and I'm a licensed clinical professional counselor. And it's a beautiful day to be a rested Black woman. Thank you for being here. Today, as we honor the National Black Women's Day of Rest, today we come together to acknowledge and celebrate the strength, resilience, and power of Black women, and to recognize the importance of rest in our lives. For too long, Black women have been expected to carry the weight of the world on our shoulders, whether it's in our careers, our families, or our communities. But today, we are shifting that narrative. We are choosing to prioritize rest. Because rest is not a luxury. It is a necessity for our well-being, our survival, and our thriving. Today, we talk about moving from burnout to breathing in the healing power of rest and restoration. Burnout is a term we hear more and more these days. It's that feeling of being drained, emotionally, mentally, and physically. It's that sense of exhaustion that no amount of sleep seems to fix. For Black women, burnout can feel even more pronounced because we often carry multiple identities and responsibilities, each requiring a different part of us, whether it's being the caretaker, the leader, the nurturer, or the protector. We often give so much of ourselves to others that we lose sight of our own needs. Burnout doesn't just affect our energy, it impacts our creativity, our passion, and our connection to our purpose. It can make us feel disconnected from ourselves and from the people and things we love. And it can be incredibly difficult to ask for help
or even admit that we're struggling because of the cultural narratives that tell us to be strong, to keep going, and to push through. But this narrative needs to change. Rest is not weakness. Taking a step back is not failure. In fact, it's one of the most powerful things that we can do for ourselves. So what is rest really? Rest is more than just sleep. It's about giving ourselves permission to step away from the demands of daily life and to recharge, whether that's physically, emotionally, and mentally. Rest is a space we need to reconnect with ourselves, to hear our own thoughts, to heal, and to restore our energy. Rest allows us to refill our well so we can show up fully in every aspect and part of our lives. It's important to recognize that rest isn't a one-size-fits-all concept. It looks different for each one of us. For some, it may mean taking a quiet moment to meditate or reflect. For others, it may be engaging in physical activities like yoga, taking a walk, or sitting still in nature. It can even mean taking time to pursue a hobby that brings you joy, like reading or simply doing nothing. Rest allows us to just get involved in setting boundaries, saying no when we need to, protecting our time and space so we can truly restore ourselves. And in a world that constantly pushes us to do more, to be more, rest is a radical act of self-love and self-care. It's an act of resistance against the demands placed on us. It's a declaration that we matter, that our well-being is important, and that we deserve rest. Now that we understand what burnout is and why rest is essential, let's talk about how we move from burnout to breathe again. The key is to start small and to be intentional with our rest. So 1, acknowledge that burnout. The first step is recognizing that you're in a state of burnout. It's okay to admit that you're exhausted. It's okay to recognize that you've been pouring from an empty cup. Giving yourself permission to acknowledge this is the first step towards healing. 2, create restful rituals. Start to intentionally carve out time to rest. This doesn't have to be an all-day event, just small amounts throughout the day that center around you. It could be 5 minutes of deep breathing, a 10-minute nap, or a warm cup of tea in the morning before your day begins. These rituals create space for you to center yourself and to refuel. 3, prioritize sleep. One of the most important aspects of rest is sleep. When we're sleep deprived, our bodies and our minds cannot function properly. Take time to establish a consistent bedtime routine, create a calming environment, and focus on getting quality sleep. 4, set boundaries. Learn to say no. When your plate is too full, boundaries are a form of self-love and self-care. Let go of the guilt that may come with turning down requests. Remember that by saying no to others, you're actually saying yes to yourself. Nurture your spirit, which is 5. Rest is not just physical, it's spiritual and emotional too. Take time to connect with what feeds your soul, whether it's through prayer, meditation, journaling, or simply just sitting in silence. Reconnect with your purpose and your passions and allow yourself the grace to just let go of what no longer serves you. And 6, support and community. Surround yourself with people who support your rest. Share your journey with others and create a community of accountability. When we lift each other up and prioritize rest, we strengthen the bonds that help us to heal. So, in conclusion, as we celebrate National Black Women's Day of Rest, today I want to gift you with a free offering from GGC Wellness Services. I want you to check out our Exhale and Release series, where we teach you ways to take care of yourself by completing a self-assessment. You'll get a personalized plan on how to become more mindful throughout your days. And with that, I want to thank you for being here. And I want to wish you a restful day.
Hey ladies, Dr. Megan Pickens here to welcome you to Resting Against Hustle Culture. Now, let me start off by saying it's a beautiful day to be a rested Black woman. For a long time, we've been told that hustling is the only way to success, that if we rest, we're falling behind. I'll give you some quick lyrical references because you know I love my music. Every day I'm hustling, hustling, hustling. You know, Rick Ross, every day I'm hustling. All my life, grinding all my life. You know, that's Nipsey Hussle, rest in peace. But once again, all my life, been grinding all my life. Work, 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 work. You know, Rihanna, work, 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 work. Nothing about rest. You need to get up and get out and get something. Don't let the days of your life pass by. Good old goody mob. We have to go back to the 90s. But once again, it's all about hustle, hustle, hustle. Sound familiar? These lyrics are everywhere. Hustle culture is everywhere. And we're made to believe that if we stop moving, we lose. But let's talk about what hustle culture is really costing us. So let's talk about what happens when we fully buy into the hustle message. Let's break that down a little bit. We hear it all the time. Rise and grind, no days off, sleep when you're dead. It's everywhere, even in our families. It's on social media, it's in our workplace. And as high achieving Black women, we're also taught that our value lies in what we do and that it's our superpower. That we have to work twice as hard, show up early, leave late, do more than other people do just to be seen as equal. But let's talk about what hustle culture really does to us, because the truth is hustle culture is making us sick, and in some places it's killing us. 3 effects of hustle culture are that it glorifies overwork. So, you know, have you ever felt guilty for resting, taking a day off, when you sit around your house and maybe just watch TV or just eat a meal without multitasking? Are you feeling like something is wrong, like you're not being productive, you're wasting time? That's by design. We've been taught that if we're not working, we're falling behind. Think about people bragging about how little sleep they get. Hashtag team no sleep. It's like a badge of honor. Oh, I only slept 3 hours today. But why? Because exhaustion is something that we should not be proud of. Why are we proud of it? It takes a toll on our health. Because for one, our bodies were not built to work 24/7. Chronic stress leads to high blood pressure, anxiety, heart attacks, and burnout overall. And who's carrying the heaviest load? It's usually Black women, especially high-achieving Black women. How many times have you ignored feeling tired, or drank more coffee than you've ever had in one day? Or you ignored the headache that's telling you that you're hungry and you need to stop working to eat? We've been taught to override our bodies, and that is making us sick. And then plus, number 3, hustle culture is capitalism in disguise. At the end of the day, hustle culture doesn't serve us, it serves capitalism. And we know what the climate here in the U.S. is right now. It keeps us working, it keeps us using, keeps us producing, and never questioning why we're exhausted. You ever notice how companies praise employees for going the extra mile? Those who stay late, come early, they've neglected their family, neglected their kids, or they don't even have a family or kids or loved one because they're so busy working all the time to prove their worth and to try to get ahead. Hustle culture keeps us chasing success, but again, at what cost? But what if we stopped? What if we chose rest, not as an afterthought, but as a strategy? Think about it. If we stopped, what if instead we started measuring our value by how much, not by how much we do, but we measured about how much we honor ourselves? What if that was the badge of honor? How much time we spend taking care of ourselves? Rest isn't a sign of laziness. Rest is a strategy. Rest is resistance, and as Black women, rest is liberation. I want to talk to you about 3 ways to reframe rest as power and get away from the narrative that is weakness. Number 1, rest is a form of healing. Solange said, I grew up as a little girl with dreams. Well, if you're always hustling, when do you have time to dream? And then even if you do take the time to dream, when do you take the time to realize it? It can't be when you're working 18-hour days. Entrepreneurs, I'm talking to you and I'm talking to myself. Good day in my mind and safe to step out. SZA from Good Day talks about that. She's had a good day and now she feels safe enough to step out like she's done enough. We are the generation that breaks exhaustion. Our mothers and our grandmothers, in most cases, had to do this, but we don't. They didn't have the luxury to rest, but we do. And when we rest, we heal. Not just for ourselves, but for those who come after us and those who came before us as well. Number 2, think about rest as a boundary. You know I love boundaries. Me, myself, and I, that's all I got in the end. Beyonce, she said it. She said it then. It didn't mean that she didn't have anyone or didn't need anyone, but she knew that she could be dependent on taking care of herself. And you can be dependent on taking care of yourself when it comes to rest. It's okay. Just because we can do it all doesn't mean that we should do it all. Setting boundaries around our rest is saying no to overwork, to stress, to taking on things that we don't have time for and trying to squeeze it in and then being resentful about it. Lastly, I would say that rest is not selfish, it is necessary. When we rest, we see things more clearly, we make better decisions, we create, we love better. We show up for ourselves first. Back lady, you gon' hurt your back, dragging all them bags like that. Now, Erica was talking about relationships, but think about that in terms of you're gonna hurt your back doing all this extra stuff, all these extra jobs, all these extra meetings, volunteer work. Not that you shouldn't volunteer, but sometimes you need to say no, and sometimes you need to say no to work. So it might not involve saying no to volunteer work because you haven't overworked yourself and you have the space and the energy to volunteer. The difference between burnout, I want to say, and balance is choosing rest before you have no choice. Because I'm sure we all may know someone who did not take care of themselves and now is coming out with different health issues or other things, and your body will rebel against you. You will have somatic symptoms. Somatic symptoms are things that show up from emotions, their emotional feelings or issues or challenges that show up physically. So many people will have certain symptoms and the doctors can't find anything wrong with them. And then you want to go back and look at the emotions and find out, okay, what else is going on and why maybe have you gotten sick, but you can't explain why. I even challenge you to test it out and do a little rest and see if that changes things. Okay, so we know rest is necessary. We know that we should be doing it and we can get better at it. But how do we actually do it? Let me give you 3 simple ways to start today. Number 1, if you learn nothing else from this, I want you to do one thing. Choose rest on purpose. So 3 quick ways. Schedule rest like an appointment. You put everything else on your calendar. We all do it. Everything else is on our calendar. Everybody else, all our work, our church, our sorority stuff, our friends, our kids, our husbands. But we're not on our calendar. So I encourage you to put rest on your calendar. Secondly, I would say start small. Anytime that you rest, I would say, even if you just do a little 30-minute power nap or just sit down, sit in silence, ride somewhere in silence. I feel like we have so much input all the time that we can never have time to think. Our brains don't have time to rest. And thirdly, I would say release the guilt of resting. There is nothing wrong with you resting. There's nothing wrong with you taking care of yourself. And if you are sick or ill, overworked or burned out, you can't help anybody anyway, least of all yourself. I just want to end with saying that rest is not not a luxury. It's your birthright. So I challenge you today. How will you rest? Where will you start? Please comment and let us know. I'm Dr. Megan Pickens. I'm your High Achieving Black Women coach. And I say, hustle. Well, I'd rather heal. Follow me online at drmeganpickens.com. I look forward to hearing from you, and I look forward to hearing about how you have chosen rest.
Hello and welcome, Queens. My name is Leah Frazier. I am a certified meditation, mindfulness, Reiki master practitioner, and vibrational sound therapist based out of Dallas, Texas. And I'm so happy to be here with each and every one of you as we celebrate this day of rest, this day of reconnection back to our bodies, and honoring this sacred vessel that each and every one of us has. And so I'm so excited to bring to you a session of meditative rest in one of my favorite modalities, which is called Yoga Nidra. The practice of Yoga Nidra is not necessarily physical yoga as we think of it. Some have coined it as the sleep meditation, but it's actually more than that. In the practice of Yoga Nidra, not only do you explore your physical body, so you're able to really just deeply reconnect back to all the aspects of your physical body. But as your brain hopefully shifts into the meditation state, you're actually able to explore the outer subtle energy layers of your body. So there's several that extend outside of us. And through the practice of Yoga Nidra, it's almost as if you're outside of yourself. And the brain goes into this deeply meditative and relaxing state. So we're going to do a practice today for about 10 minutes. Normally, if you do Yoga Nidra, it's going to be for about 45. But we're going to do this exploration today, and hopefully it will bring you very, very deep rest. And so within the practice of Yoga Nidra, we often tell our clients or our students to create your rest nest. And so with your rest nest, you're just going to find a place within your home that is very sacred, or it could be on your couch, it could be in your bed, it could be on the floor with a mat, but you're just going to want to create a space where you feel as safe and as comfortable as possible, wrapping yourself up in a blanket if you need to, the most plush pillows you may have, comfy socks, comfortable clothing, and really creating an intentional space for rest. And so if you need to, you can go ahead and press pause on this video so you can take some time to create this rest nest, light a candle, perhaps have a diffuser with essential oils, or maybe you want to rub the essential oils on your hand. And when you unpause the video, we will get into our Yoga Nidra practice. All right, so assuming that you have your rest nest created, I want you to go ahead and continue to get as comfortable as possible. You want to make sure that your lower back is supported. You're also going to want to make sure that the head feels nice and comfy and supported, especially if you're lying on your back. And then whenever you're ready, just going ahead and lowering your eyes. If you're not comfortable lowering your eyes, it can just be that nice, soft, steady gaze right ahead of you. And as you're doing so, you're just going to want to begin to breathe deeply into the body. You're going to be following the trail of the inhale in, and you're going to follow the breath as it exits outside of the body. Then as you're doing so, you're just beginning to feel yourself in your space. You're noticing and feeling yourself surrounded by the walls in the room. Perhaps just for a moment, allowing your awareness to go from sound to sound to sound. Sounds within the room, and then slowly guiding yourself to the sounds within your own body. And then we're going to take 3 grounding breaths just to further ground in. So whenever you're ready, I want you to take a deep inhale in through the nose. And then open your mouth and exhale out. And another deep inhale in. And exhale out. And another deep inhale in. And exhale. And then just go ahead and allow the breath to go back to a natural rhythm. And just begin to soften the body. So beginning to guide the awareness to the face, we're just going to relax and soften the forehead. Relax and softening the brows and even between the brows. Relaxing the nose and the mouth. Let the cheeks, the chin, everything just fall. Going ahead and even relaxing the tongue and the mouth. As you work your way down, relaxing those shoulders down away from the ears. And then going ahead and softening even through the neck space. As you take that next breath in, I want you to breathe it into the middle of the throat. You're going to hold it there for just a brief second and then slowly release the exhale out. We're just creating some space so that you can breathe. And do it one more time. As you inhale in, bring it into the middle of the throat. Hold it there for a second and then relax the exhale out. As you work your way down, you're just going to soften through your belly. Relax through the hips and allowing the legs to be heavy all the way into the soles of the feet. And for your feet, you're just going to let them fall any which way that they want. For your practice today with your hands, they can either be out by your side, over the belly, or over the heart. It's whatever feels best for you. And so we're just going to stay here with the breath for a moment, just breathing in and out. And as you're breathing in and out, I want you to begin to connect with the rise and the fall of the belly with every inhale and exhale. You're just having this awareness of your body that as I take my inhale in, my belly rises. And as I breathe this exhale out, the belly falls. And just stay there with this inhalation and exhalation, the belly rising and falling, just for a few moments. And now just for a moment, just shifting your awareness for a brief moment to the break between the inhale and the exhale. As you're breathing in, can you just ease into that spot, the space in between the inhale and the release into the exhale? Can you rest your awareness there? And then shifting to the break between the exhale and the next inhale. Can you move your awareness to that space? Just observing, just having awareness of your breathing and your body in this moment. And then just moving the breath back into its natural rhythm. And truly just tapping in and feeling the breath moving in and out of your body. You're sensing, you're feeling. You're not just breathing, but you're allowing the body to be breathed. Allowing the breath to nourish you with every draw of the breath in the body. Allowing the breath to comfort you with every exhale that you take out. And as you're tapping more and more into your breath awareness, beginning to feel every single part of the body that touches the floor, the cushion, the couch beneath. Noticing all of those parts from head to toe that connect with the floor, with the earth. And so as you begin to take those breaths into the body, I want you to imagine that the earth is rising to hold you, to wrap its arms around you. You're feeling that warmth and that nurturing love on the inhale in. As you exhale out, surrender the entire body down to the earth beneath, allowing yourself to be held in this moment. Inhale in, the earth rises to meet you, to love you, to nurture you. Exhale out, surrendering all the parts of the body down into the floor beneath, allowing them all to be heavy. And as you're doing so, just keep breathing that inhale and that exhale down. Remembering your sankalpa as you're doing so. That I honor and acknowledge my body as a sacred vessel that houses my inner light. I invite deep rest into every cell of my being. I trust that in this moment, I deserve to be supported, nurtured, and held unconditionally. I know the earth can hold me. Just breathing that into every cell of your being in this moment. Going ahead and moving your awareness down to your feet, allowing it to rest there. And as we move up the body, I want you to just breathe in the intention of deep rest into every cell of these spaces. And then allow each body part to be heavy as I list them out. Beginning with the feet, breathing in deep breaths, exhaling down. The ankles, inviting deep rest into all of the cells. The shins, your calves, your knees, your thighs, the hips, the belly, the buttocks, the back, the chest, your shoulders, your arms, your hands, your fingers, back to the throat, into the face, even the crown of the head. Another deep breath into the body, allowing deep rest to enter every cell. As you exhale out, it's a full surrender of the entire body back down into the earth. And just for the next moment, you're going to begin to count from 10 to 1. Like so, inhale 10, exhale 10. Inhale 9, exhale 9. Until you get to 0. If you lose your place, you're going to begin at 10 and work your way back down again. Just for a few moments. My voice will be back in a couple of minutes. Once you get to 0, just feeling the earth holding you unconditionally. Still feeling the breath moving in and out of the body. Feeling your body and the earth breathing as one. And as you continue to breathe one last time, remembering your Sankalpa, I honor and acknowledge my body as a sacred vessel that houses my inner light. I invite deep rest into every cell of my being. I trust that in this moment, I deserve to be supported, nurtured, and held unconditionally, and I know the earth can hold me. And whenever you're ready, just taking a really big, deep breath as if you're breathing that Sankalpa into the entire body. It's making its way down, it's spreading throughout, and a long exhale out. You're going to take your time, inviting some slow movement, moving the head, wiggling the fingers, the toes, perhaps a gentle rock at the base of the spine from left to right and right to left. And then whenever you're ready, just beginning to blink the eyes open and welcome back to your space. I want you all to continue to ground down, continue to make those very slow and gentle movements, allowing yourself to feel the rest that you've created for yourself today. You can always come back to this. Remember, there's no rush. Allowing yourself to just feel, allowing yourself space, creating space and giving yourself space and honoring that space. And so I want to thank each and every one of you again. My name is Leah Frazier, the founder of Leah Heals, LEAHHEALS. You can find me at leahheals.com or on social media under Leah Heals. If you go to the leahheals.com website, scroll to the end and sign up for the newsletter. I will send you a free guided inner peace meditation, and you will also get access to my free Facebook community where I go live and I give meditations out, and I do practices like this often. I look forward to connecting with each and every one of you. Thank you so much, and enjoy this very much needed and deserved day of rest.